everybody. It's great to be with you, and we're going to introduce a new dynamic to my show, and that is we're going to interview clients, potential clients, business people around my world to help you show you the kind of people that I work with and the kind of dynamics and challenges that real business people like yourselves struggle with, deal with, and want challenges too, and to bring that real into your world by actually listening to the conversation with, like today, I've got Cameron Worts from Perth Web Hosting with me, and we're going to have a conversation with Cameron about the dynamics that go on in his world. So Cameron, great to have you in the studio. Tell us a little bit about who Cameron is.
Thank you, John. My name's Cameron Worts, not Worts.
Oh, sorry.
And I've been running Perth Web Hosting for a little over 12 years. And Perth Web Hosting is a company where it's all local, so all the infrastructure is here in Perth. We're here in Perth, we got an office in Perth, so we wanted to have that contact with our clients to ensure that they are speaking to someone who is local and who has local service in Perth. It's not like someone over in, we're here in Perth and our services are somewhere else outside, over east or outside of Australia. We wanted someone local.
So Cameron, why did you get into business?
Well, basically, John, back in 2006, I finished my uni degree in TAFE diplomas. I applied for 187 jobs, and 90% of the jobs I applied for, I got phone calls, and all of them failed the phone calls because I heard my voice. So, because of my speech impediment, and I basically decided enough is enough. I in fact had a couple clients that I did work for during the semester breaks, and I went after trying for 187 jobs. I basically decided I'm going to change my thinking process and start up Perth Web Hosting. I went into Department of Consumer Protection to register a business name that was available, and so I knew that God wanted me to go in that direction because that business name was available, and I went into an incubator small business centre in Gosnells, and I basically started Perth Web Hosting around about 8 months after I finished my degree.
Now, you said your speech impediment. Not everybody would actually understand what that is. So what is it?
Okay, I've got a disability called cerebral palsy, which affects my walking, my coordination, obviously my speech. I'm not limited. I can drive, I can walk, I'm not in a wheelchair. And they say if I drink, I'll walk straight.
That's really funny. Now, let's do the reverse number. You had 187 people, in a sense, 90% said no. How big is your client base?
Today it's 240 clients, active clients, so I look after the domain names, email hosting, server hosting, and website, so WordPress website to full e-commerce shopping cart.
So you've done a great job, and your clients love you, don't they?
Absolutely. In fact, around about 70% of my client base has been with me for more than 5 years.
That's fantastic. I want to ask you a question today about our conversation, which is I'm your coach and we've been working together. And that question is, you said to me, how do I deal with the working long hours? Is that right?
Yes. One in a business is having those sort of numbers on your books can take up a lot of time, and the way that you've trained me is to put in start up a scheduling process so I could track the hours and see where I'm not spending time and where I am spending most of my time, and try and work out how I could utilize the time more effectively.
We need to help those listening to us. So help them by helping us talk through this, and tell us about the emotions and the blockages and the challenges that were around your world when you realized I'm just working these long hours. What was going on in that space?
Well, it was because I was utilizing my time less effectively and skipping around from job to job, making sure that closing down one job and opening up another. Obviously it's time wasting, so obviously what I had to do is kind of step back a bit, prioritize the jobs that needed to be prioritized and focus heavily on those jobs, and then the 5 or 10 minute jobs I scheduled them in my diary, and I had targets that I needed to meet each day. And sorry, can I?
You do it fine, keep going. Yep.
I had targets to set each day, and I knew what was coming up ahead of me, and because I moved the little jobs around to the end of the day and bunched them all up together, rather than focusing on the big job, being interrupted, then focusing on the smaller job, then focusing on the bigger job, then phone call comes in.
Yeah. So you were all over the place, weren't you?
I was absolutely all over the place, and since we've got this scheduled in our schedule spreadsheet, it's made me think that I need, this is what I'm focusing on now. If a job's going to take me more than 5 minutes, I write it down and I come back towards the end of the day. But basically, working till midnight, 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, obviously can be unhealthy. And what I was doing is I was actually taking work home, and I think it's unhealthy for business owners to go to work for 8, 9 hours a day, then go home, have dinner and go back to work, because you're under a lot of pressure, and then it can affect your next day and your next day and your next day, because you're sort of you find that you're inside these walls you can't get on them because of you're just working all the time, and
Yes.
there needs to be a balance of life. So
Yes.
work and recreation lifestyle. So having to work at 1-2 o'clock in the morning were not fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it was affecting my sleep. It was affecting my pattern. Some nights if I was working till 1-2 o'clock in the morning, I was in fact waking up at 9-10 o'clock in the next working day, and that's affecting other businesses too, because other businesses, if they need you, you're
Yes, that's
asleep.
right. Absolutely.
So, and you've lost your business. You've lost business
Yes,
because
yeah.
people will not put up with it.
So you're unhealthy, lacking
Yeah.
fun, lacking sleep, disorganized,
Yep.
dysfunctional,
Yep.
and you're letting yourself down and letting your clients down.
Exactly, and number one of the clients are always right. So, you mean, even though I look at it, I'm the boss and I can do it, but the way I look at it, John, it's my client base are my employees.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So they pay you, they feed you
Yes.
almost, and if you don't look after them,
That's right.
or you try and run a business starting at midday, they're not going to hang around. They will go somewhere else. So
Yep. Now, you discovered something when you did my priority log and you created the Excel spreadsheet. What was it that you discovered when you did that?
there was all the white holes.
Yes.
White holes, and like
Yeah.
if you go back and revisit probably October, November, and you see all these white holes, and you can see, am I wasting time? And
Yeah.
you add all those up during the week, and there could be about 3-4 hours worth of work that potentially could have earned me income.
Correct.
But I didn't earn it because I was just all over the place.
So you discovered that, but
Yeah.
you also discovered that I can work 9 to 5 and I could get it all done. Is that right?
90%, we're nearly there.
Yeah.
Sometimes as a small business owner, you have to put in the hard yards.
Yeah.
However, 90% of the time, or about 90% now, I am on time and on target and working between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's some nights I
Yeah.
have to stay back till 6 or 7 p.m. to get the job done. But if it allows me to increase my productivity for the next day,
Yep.
do it.
Yep.
Because no one's, it's your business,
That's
so
right.
you need to put in
That's
the
right.
hard yards.
You also discovered something else about your management of your waiting list. Remember that?
Yes.
So what happened there?
Okay, going back, as we discussed earlier, I had people contacting me and disrupting the workflow that I was currently doing, and it meant I was wasting time because I was closing down things to reopening up the client stuff, and by the time I do that, it would have taken me probably about 5 to 10 minutes. Every time a client called, I had to log into the website, see what's wrong, and then by the time it could be an hour before I found out that, okay, this is what I need to do to fix it. So anyway, I bunched all the little jobs up and moved them towards the end, and I've learned to say to my clients, look, I'm actually working in the middle of something at the moment. I will get back to you today. I could see my spreadsheet, and I will try and fit in an hour or two to actually spend on all the jobs that came in throughout the day.
Yep. And you said to me that you actually caught up and was more efficient now with the way you managed those maintenance calls, those calls from your clients that you put into your CRM,
Yep.
and you were managing that so much better. Is that right?
Yes, exactly right. And also too, on that notice, I found that there was a lot of people that was emailing me directly and saying that when I see their email and I read it, once I read it, it actually goes off like the bold as in red.
Yes.
And what we're doing is I was actually missing it. So we've got a CRM package that is built for web developers and hosting providers, and a support system and ticketing system. So what we encourage all our clients to do is do not email us directly. Email the support system, because even if I read the ticket, it still says I've got to answer the ticket.
Yeah.
And what we've actually done is over the last couple months, we've built up our predefined replies in that system. So if someone rings up and says, can you create an email address? I just go predefined replies, emails, create new email address and send it back to them.
Great.
So it's actually rather than typing out the ticket that I've typed out 1 million times before, I've now found out this really cool feature called predefined replies, and I've been building that up.
Right.
So if a ticket takes me 10 minutes to write out, now it takes me 30 seconds to...
Which gives you greater support to your clients.
Absolutely.
And they're loving that, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And it's your time is more efficient.
Absolutely.
What would be one or two key things that you would share with our business owners? And this is all over the world, Cameron. 1.3 million listeners, which is so exciting. Listen to us.
Yep.
One or two key things that you could say as a business owner, don't do this, and one or two key things, do this.
One thing I really learned with John by coaching me is plan your day. Even though clients may ring you up or email you, and you look at that email and think, oh yeah, it's going to take me 5 minutes to do, but you end up sticking on the task for an hour and a half. It's always, even though you might think about it, leave it to the end of the day and you focus on the task that you're currently doing. Because if you take your mind off one thing and put it on another thing, it will you will start skipping all over the place and wasting time, because you've had to your mind's in that task. And you basically have to remove your mind from that task and put it in another task.
And what would be one more thing that you would encourage business owners to do?
Write down everything that you do in 15-minute blocks, and then review it at the end of each day, and look at the schedule and think, and see how you can improve your time more effectively. John got me to do that, and once you write everything down, you realise what you've done and where the time wasters was and how you can fix that.
That is so good, Cameron. This is Cameron Worts from Perth Web Hosting. It's a delight to have you in the studio, and I love working with you, and we have a great time together, and I'm looking forward to our next session, which is coming up real soon. And thank you for listening, everybody, today. Listen to what Cam said. Business guy, business leader, just like yourselves, put it into practice so you can do business better. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to subscribe, because I'm going to do more of these interviews to help you. I want you to tick the bell, because that will give you the indication that the content's coming your way, so you'll know when it's there. And we're doing this every week, new content, dynamic content, again, so you can do business better. Hi, everybody. What I thought would be really good to do would be to pull together some of the key thoughts that we have just heard with Cameron Worts from Perth Web Hosting, to help us say, okay, that was great. Business just like myself, struggling with how do I work these long hours and get over that. And Cameron learned some very powerful lessons. So let's just touch base on some of those, on the kind of key points that he shared. I loved his comment when he said, when he used my priority log, he took that and created an Excel spreadsheet. I'd never thought of doing that. It was great. And he color-coded everything he did. But what he discovered when he did that, he discovered white space. And he discovered that instead of working till 1 and 2 in the morning, he really was able, majority of the time, like Cam said, at 90% of the time, I was able to work 9 to 5 and do that really effectively. But he saw white space. White space indicated there was time there. I'm not doing anything, I'm not working, I'm not earning money, I'm wasting time. And he began to really think through how could he do that better. And that's what we've been working on, refocusing all of that. And he's so energetic and so motivated, not just to make money, but to do what he does well and enjoy what he does so much better. And so that's a very powerful principle, is the white space principle. And I'm going to steal that. It's just really, really cool. It was interesting as well what he said about how we struggle with emails. He was losing emails when he was opening them ad hoc. They would change color because they're changing to read emails, not emails waiting to be read, waiting to be actioned. And they were being lost in the plethora of information coming at us. And so instead of that, he changed his system. And I encourage my clients to build systems. If you build a system, a standard operating procedure, build a system, it can be in one page, it can be just a few points. And what he found was there was a key element of his CRM where he could train the CRM to operate more effectively. So whenever he was wanting to action something quickly, he's trained the CRM, he can press a button rather than 5, 10, 15 minutes. It's now a 30-second procedure. And what he's done is he's bundled all those small things together so I can do one after the other, after the other, after the other. They're 30-second dynamics. And he's being sharper about what he's doing. And I love how he's wired his day, blocked time for clients, blocked time for activities, and he's just finding life more efficient. And of course, in his world, he needed a ticketing system, and he wasn't using it as well as he could have done. He's actually revised that. But what he's also done with that, he's continued to push back onto his clients to help his clients engage with him in an easier way, get information that they need, press the button, they've got it. Here are the instructions on how to do it. Now, one is, that is a free offer he gives to his clients, and he says to them, here, look, I can give you that, or you can get me to do it. You get me to do it, this is the rate, here is you to do it, it's easy. And so people choose. Some say yes to free support, some say yes, oh look Cameron, hey, you do it, sort it out, that would be awesome. So that's really brought clarity in that. And I love the fact that Cameron now has greater focus and effectiveness. And so he's not wasting his time in evenings and late hours into the middle of the night. He's doing his 9 to 5. Not that he just wants to do that, but it frees his time to better balance, he's healthier, he's sleeping better, all of the benefits of a holistic approach to business. He can now, because he's a photographer, he can now enjoy his photography and go and do those things to rebuild his soul, because it's really important, and you've heard me talk about that. So there's some key learnings for us to take away today. Think about which one or two that you can put into practice, and remember this, subscribe, because that's there for you to help you, because we do content every week. And here is a really cool tip. Use the bell, because it will push the information to you so you don't have to go looking, because like I said, we do this every week so you can do business better. Thank you so much for listening once again.